Hey, get in here. Dallas is about to start.
Welcome to the Ewing Barbecue Podcast, Southfork Experience 2025, Episode 9. Episode 9. It's like going into the ninth inning, and we've got the closer coming in, who happens to be a baseball man himself. Josh Henderson is here. John Ross Ewing III, number 4. No, third actor to play him. We had Tyler Banks, our buddy Omri Katz, and yourself. Welcome.
Yeah. Thank you. Glad to be here. Love you. Love the podcast. So yeah, all good.
Yeah, we're just trying to keep things going here. Keep the lights on at the ranch, as they say.
100%.
Which has been changing ownership, and we don't know what's going on, but I know that part is being preserved. And they actually just, I saw posted, the house that Ray lived in on the show, the little brick house that was behind there, has been bulldozed for commercial development. Wow. So times are changing.
I was kind of out of the loop with exactly what was happening with the ranch. And I was just at an event with, the whole crew, and was talking to Patrick, and he said that, it was bought by, I think it's some Saudi guy or something. And he basically wanted to charge a ton of money for us, who kind of literally put that place on the map worldwide, or them, with the original. And he's just kind of wanting to be a hardballer over there. So it's unfortunate, but as long as they preserve what we know and love as much as possible, that way that there's still a chance we can always get back there and potentially shoot some stuff with the Ewing. So that would be ideal.
The door is never closed. I was going to bring that up in a little bit. We'll lead into that, but and the Southfork Experience is coming up, year number 2. You kind of you and Mario came up with the whole idea of the barbecue and just getting together, and then it just kind of grew from there last year.
Yeah, it was, I randomly posted a video on my Facebook of me with a guitar and saying, what if I just happened to throw a little concert there, we do a Ewing barbecue and get some of the cast there, what do you guys think? And it was more of a feeler idea. And here we are, really probably 2 years later, coming back for the second one, and it really happened, and it was amazing. The first one was so much fun. Concert was great. I had a great time performing, but just getting everyone back together and being there at Southfork is always, clearly tough to do, but when you do, it's very special.
And so, you can see that concert on our YouTube channel.
Excellent.
I have that posted up there. It's funny because they came up with the title Southfork Experience, and I was going back through some notes when they were selling the ranch a couple of years even prior, and I had this whole outline. It's on my LinkedIn page, and of how they could save the ranch. And I actually had used the term Southfork Experience literally 2 years before this thing came to be. So, and a lot of what I was proposing on there has been thrown around by other people too. So somebody reads things, which is good.
Sure.
But,
100%.
Now, when you came onto the show, that was not your first time at Southfork. You were there.
It wasn't. Yeah. I was so young that I didn't specifically remember it, but my mom, when I got the show, my mom goes, "Honey, you've been there before to Southfork." And I was like, "Okay." And she was like, "You were 3. And sure enough, there I am in my cowboy boots. Get up, and they
I was looking for the pictures.
Yeah, I've got some of them somewhere. They were put on, like, when you could take old pictures and just scan them on like the big white backdrop, kind of pieces of paper or whatever. But yeah, there I am sitting on the Southfork limo, which they used to have, and sitting up in JR and Sue Ellen's bedroom in the bathroom upstairs, and just sitting in. I think there was
and Bobby's in the shower.
Yeah, that's right. And there it was. And so little did I know, what would that have been? So 25 years later.
84, 85.
Yeah, that would have been around then. Little did I know, 25 years later, so we'd be I'd be back there as a Ewing shooting the show when it came back for its second run. So that was such a,
Yeah.
the whole thing is so cool.
Yeah, and I remember coming in as an extra, and that was actually the first time I was talking with our good friend Melissa Stats, who's
Yep.
going to be down
Yep.
there. She was talking about how when she first met you, and I said, "Oh, well, I unofficially first met you when I was an extra. I was over at the craft services table. I think you were standing literally 5 feet away, and I had just taken a handful of wasabi peas accidentally, and I literally spit them out and sprayed them all over the craft services table. And I'm going,
Yeah.
I hope
Yeah.
nobody's here. I turned around and you're there. I'm going, oh Jesus Christ! But then we met up for the premiere, and they had the DJ junket and the bourbon tasting, and actually, you are going to be reunited. Speaking of down in Dallas with this guy right here. Let's see. It's our boy Jesse Metcalf is going to be joining
There
us.
it is.
Down there.
Yeah, he's going to be there, which I'm excited about. He and I we saw each other in Florida at an event about a year and a half ago, but before that we hadn't seen each other in a long time. So it'll be good for us to get to reconnect and be there as cousins.
There we are.
There it is. Nice. Yeah, that was such a cool time.
That's actually one of my favorite shots that I took. It was like the calm before the storm. You had a quiet moment. You were just sitting by yourself, and it was just a great able to capture that. You kind of just looked like you were just contemplating everything at that point.
That is cool. Just shoot me those pictures if you can.
Oh, I absolutely will.
Sweet.
Now, you really embraced the legacy of the show and just full on taking it on. You get down to the ranch, get part of all these events and everything. And what's that like for you? And what does it mean to you to just embrace it as the next generation? And
of course, I mean, this Dallas coming back, I think I can't think of a show that came back for a second run, because many of them have, that were as talked about or as special as that one, as ours. And I remember hearing that it was coming back, and clearly I'm from Dallas, so I knew of it. It was, it was on the air before I was born, but I knew of the show, and I knew it was a big deal to my meemaw and my mother. And so when I heard it was coming back, I had this odd feeling. I was like, you know what? Like I have to audition for this. And sure enough, I did. And Cynthia Cedre, our writer, and after my first audition, she said, I remember she said, we'll see you soon or something. And I walked out and I was like, okay, well, that can't be bad news. And before I got in my car,
if you sucked, they would have told you, get lost. Go, screw.
Yeah. When they don't like you or you don't do well, they say, thank you so much. Thank you. That's what you get when you know you're not getting a call back. Oh. But she said, we'll see you soon. And before I got into my car, which was parked outside the building, I got a call from my agent, said, you must have done something right. You're testing for John Ross. And couldn't believe it. And I called my mom, and we kind of both had a moment, and I was crying a little bit going, could this be real? Could I finally be coming home to shoot the show, Dallas? Like, is this, wow. And sure enough, man, the testing process, I could tell that they really liked me, and president of Warner Brothers that was there, and the guys, they were just, I'd walk into the room for the test, and they were excited. They were laughing. We were having conversations. Usually if it's kind of cold and quiet, and you just walk in and you read and you leave, you know that maybe you're not the number one choice, but I felt pretty good about it. And sure enough, I got it. And I'll never forget, we were shooting the first episode, the pilot, 2000, I believe it was 2011. And it
was like in the spring.
Yeah. And I was at the hotel in downtown Dallas, and, kind of high up in the hotel. And I remember just looking over the city going, this is wild. I'm back home and I'm playing J.R. Ewing's son on Dallas. And I just remember having this feeling like, man, this is just incredible. How did I get here? And I was so grateful. And the pilot went so well, and it just felt natural. Nothing felt odd. Nothing felt like we were forcing anything. Me and Larry's relationship, and mine and Linda's, and the whole cast, really. Like it felt natural, and like, this is right. And we had a great time, and we got picked up, and then I remember packing up my stuff and moving to Dallas to shoot the first season, and just extremely excited, and hanging out with Larry every day was amazing, and it really was very, very special. So for me, it was a big, big deal, and it meant the world to me, and it still does, and it always will.
Oh, that's great. And I remember coming down in January, doing a tour of the set, and actually seeing the premiere in January of 12, unedited.
Yep.
They showed it to some of us, and
Yeah.
TNT, they were talking to myself and the head of Ultimate Dallas at the time, who flew in from Europe, and they actually hired us as publicity consultants for the first season. So
Love
we
that.
were all on the same payroll for a while, but
That's pretty great.
and then things kind of diverted because, unfortunately, you can't predict health issues, and poor Larry had to he had a higher calling, unfortunately, just like Jim Davis in the original series. So it kind of went full circle.
Yeah.
And what do you remember about that time? Just Larry pushing through as a trooper, and just the whole mood after, and just because I know a lot of that emotion spilled out in the JR's Masterpiece episode.
Yeah, of course. I mean, I remember before we even got started shooting season 1, we'd already shot the pilot. We all came, they sat us down. We were about to start shooting episode 2. They all brought us into a room, and Larry walked in after, the whole cast was there. And he read a letter that he had written. And it basically, he said a bunch of things, and it was kind of in character. And he said, I've been shot, and I've been stabbed, and I've been poisoned, and I've been run over. He said all these things, and he goes, and none of those things ever took me out, and I'm still here, and neither is cancer. And we had no idea. Oof. That's how he told us all. And then, some of it, some people were crying, and we didn't really understand. We weren't warned about that. We didn't know if this was like a welcome to shooting the show, but it was definitely an odd moment and a very heavy moment. And that was before season 1, right? So what he was doing was he was going and getting his treatment, and in the morning, and then never complaining. You'd never know he was sick. He had a great attitude, smiling, laughing, joking around. Really a ton of energy from what I saw. And we knocked out all of season 1. He went to France with us after that, and was just there. And it was just an incredible experience. And we thought, okay, and we had heard that Larry beat it, and he was healthy. He was back. Going into season 2, we were there, and just kind of, business as usual, excited to be back for the second season. And as you know, we know that he passed away middle of shooting that season. Passed away
after Thanksgiving.
Episode 7, I believe, out of 15.
Yeah.
And but he didn't let us know that it had come back and spread to his blood. So he didn't let us know. I think he didn't want to damper the excitement, the energy, the vibe on set, and so never told anybody. And I didn't know. We had already shot things about he and I going to battle head to head for the middle of season 2 to play out through the rest of season 2. We had already shot so many things in that specific episode.
Love to see that footage if it was around.
Ending. Right. Me too, actually. So we had already shot the end of episode 7, but we hadn't finished the beginning or the other stuff in episode 7. We went home for a Thanksgiving break, and I think you know the story, but I was back in LA, and I was at the Grove at Coffee Bean getting a coffee, and Linda had called me, and I couldn't answer because I was trying to pay and whatever. My first thought was I looked at my phone. I was like, I hope Larry's all right. I don't know why, but my mind went right there. And walked out middle of the holidays at the Grove. It's very busy. The show's a massive hit. And I'm taking pictures of people, and I called Linda back, and she's like, "Honey, Larry just passed." And I was like, "What?" And I just was just so taken back, and I'm kind of trying to juggle that news that I just got and taking pictures with people out in public, and so it was a wild moment. It was an intense, pretty tough moment, and sure enough, we flew back, and Monday morning we had to take a break for a minute because the writers had to figure out how to rewrite the rest of the season without Larry and write in the fact that, he had passed away in real life, but also they had to figure out how they were going to kill off the greatest television character of all time.
And that's a heavy task.
So then we shot the scene where, I got the phone call from him and he goes,
tip to tail.
Yep. And, you and me going to do Big Oil, and I was so excited. Then the gunshot, and we shot that 3 days after he passed away, and with real audio of him talking. So the phone that I was using really had the audio that you heard in the scene. So it was a lot, it was a lot.
Yeah, I had been down in Dallas Veterans Weekend, and somebody said, "Oh, Larry's doing he was doing a one-man show down in Weatherford." And we said, no, that's too far to drive. And then I get home, Thanksgiving. Then she called me up the next night and said, this person said, "Oh, God, Larry passed. We should have gone to the show." And then I was back down there for the public memorial 2 weeks after that. And it was just quite a time. But
yeah, it really was. And, I kind of had this feeling that, okay, so what's the show going to look like? Obviously, I'm taking on much more of a responsibility. And I had already had a lot of responsibility from the get-go. When it came back, I was kind of, my character had his hand in every storyline. But once Larry passed,
almost every woman's bed. No.
Every one of them.
That's
every
right.
One of them.
You had, we had Annie Wershing from 24 was on there.
Yeah.
And she unfortunately passed a couple of years ago, which was very sad.
Wow.
She's really young.
Right. Yeah.
But what do you think, if you had to pick your best scene, one that you would submit for an Emmy Award consideration, what do you think that would be? I already know in my head what I would pick, but
I think that the one that plays over and over with me, and I haven't really gone back and watched the show, and I think that I would even be as shocked at how much I was there and how much I did and how many different things that were big and over the top and important and memorable. But I think that the scene would be with me and Sue Ellen and the "I'm Not My Father" scene where I smash my hand down on the
bingo,
on the marble counter. That was an intense scene and a beautiful scene.
In fact, when that aired, I was co-hosting a viewing party with your mother in downtown Dallas at the House of Blues, and
wow,
we were sitting right next to each other, and she literally grabbed my arm when that came on, and it was just like I just knew right then. It was just like, oh wow,
it was pretty.
Like, this dude can bring it.
Thank you. I almost broke my wrist on that granite countertop or whatever too.
Really? Jeez.
Yeah.
And then, wow. Unfortunately, the head of the network changed and just things started to shift, and there was no season 4. But never say never in this world, as Patrick learned when he had them kill him off back in 85, 86.
100%. Yeah.
I know you've kicked around some ideas, and
I have, and I'm still kicking around a couple of one big idea. So, but I also I just did a photo shoot when I was back in LA with somebody who said that they had heard that they're trying to do some sort of a Dynasty Dallas blend thing back, because all of these shows now, there's talks of all of them coming back. Now, clearly we came back once, but we still have all of
as long as people are alive.
Yep. Yep.
And
And,
as long as Linda's not aging, because she's really a 50-year-old woman with
wild.
a 84-year-old birth certificate.
Yeah, it's pretty amazing. But yeah, I mean, and I think that they would love to do it. And clearly, the fan base, the audience is still there worldwide. It really is. So,
And
but unfortunately, at TNT, Steve Coonan left, and he and Michael Wright were our two champions, right? They loved us, and once those guys both left, it's like new guys come in that they're like, we need more basketball on TNT. Well, okay, and what else? And I heard Patrick this past weekend when we were in Knoxville say that TNT's drama hasn't been able to get back to what it was when we were on the air.
no, I personally have refused to watch TNT since, so I'm still protesting.
Yeah,
And I remember the campaign that was to get you guys on some other network, and it was actually, I will take credit. It was my brilliant idea to just flood the network with barbecue sauce.
That's
But
great.
yeah, and then you went on after to the arrangement, and you've got some other project that lasted. What was that? 2 seasons?
It's 2 seasons, and super proud of that show. It was shot really, really well and written very well, and the cast was great, and it was a super unique, interesting concept, right? Like, and essentially we were doing Tom Cruise, Katie Holmes, and Scientology, which is just wild, and that's always an interesting subject to touch. But I think that we did
Yeah,
it well in our own right, and it was I was super proud of it, and it was on the E network, and
right.
they'd gone through a ton of changes, and at the time that they had the Royals was one of their scripted shows, and us they had only had two ever, and they tried it, and I think that their audience is just so used to the unscripted, the Kardashians, and the reality shows that
Ugh.
because we were just so much more expensive to shoot than those shows, um,
Right.
and
It's
just
like,
because of production, and first season episode 2 we're shooting in Venice, Italy, which was incredible. um,
mhm.
so they were spending a lot of money, and things, and I think someone there changed too. So that's the thing about this industry. I love it. You have to love it to stick with it, but it's so volatile. Nothing's a guarantee. Even if you're a hit show like we were on TNT, doesn't matter. You can still get canceled, and it's just unbelievably
Well,
frustrating.
if you want to get back into Western, there are plenty of Taylor Sheridan Yellowstone spin-offs out there that are looking for
True.
cast.
That's true. Yeah, he's doing well. That whole world's doing well. Texas is doing well production wise. I'd love to see where all of our old crew is working, because I know they're all working out there. There's a ton of production happening.
Oh, that's true. Yes.
Yeah.
Uh, so you you have hit the convention circuit, and what is it like for you? The great thing about these conventions, they bring in all these celebrities, and have you had any major fanboy moments seeing other people there that you're like, oh my God, they're here. I gotta go over and say hi or something like that?
You know, not that I don't get excited seeing other people from the industry, or
Yeah.
I know a lot of them, actually. A lot of these people that I'll show up to these things, and I've only done 3 now, but I'll show up, and I'm like, oh my God, I didn't know you were going to be here. I didn't know she was going to be here. I didn't know you were going to be here. So it's good to see a lot of people and reconnect with people. But I'm trying to think, like, the cast of Perfect Strangers was kind of random, because I remember watching that as a kid, and I saw that, like, what's the guy's name? Balky, wasn't that one of the characters? And I remember loving
Oh,
that guy.
Bronson Pinchot.
Yeah, I saw him, and I was like, oh my God, I remember when I was a kid, I loved him.
And then
Um,
he ended up on Step by Step with Patrick
that's
for a
right.
season. Yeah.
Yeah. But I saw William Shatner at this last one, and Elijah Wood, and they had a lot of cool people there, a lot of good people. I met Gene Simmons, which was kind of wild. And so it's always fun to be around these things, and the energy's great because people are excited to be there. And sure enough, there's always, Dallas fans are always showing up. There's Dallas fans everywhere, meaning
Yes.
like wherever one of these conventions, cons, things might turn up, there's going to be people there that, love the original and love the reboot.
Right. And that, so when you did Burbank was an incredible one because there were 25 members of the cast there.
Yeah,
Priscilla Presley,
that was my
what is
first
it
one.
like? Really?
Yep.
What is it like for you to meet some of the original cast that you never shared scenes with? It's because I know you were positioned right next to the secretaries from Ewing Oil, and there were
Yeah.
pictures of you guys together, and
Yep.
just meeting these people. What is it? What was it like for you all to? You met your predecessor, Omri Katz,
Yeah, he's
in
great.
Burbank.
He's super cool. I enjoyed meeting him, getting to hang out with him. Yeah, I mean it's awesome because they were a part of something that changed the world in television, and to kind of just get to hang out with him and talk to them about the original and let them know kind of how I feel about everything that I was able to accomplish with the show and being a part of it. It's just it feels, even though you've never met some of these people, it definitely has a family vibe. Like, oh, we get it. We come from the same world, and there's a certain respect and love that we have for one another, and that was really cool to see all of those people at that first initial deal, because there was a bunch of us, and it was just fun. It's great to be able to, hang out and relive the memories and talk about all of it. It's great.
Right, and get their experiences and your experiences, and just
Yep.
and there were too many Joshes there. Get the J train going there. Josh Harris was there, and you both played baseball. Were you aware that he was in the
I didn't
Cubs
know
minor
that
league
about
system?
him. Yeah, I didn't know that
And
about him.
and when he was in college, his teammate was Patrick's nephew Barry Zito.
Wow, really? I know
Yeah,
Barry Zito. I know that name.
yeah,
Wow.
and you've done a lot of the these charity events and the Dirk Nowitzki's stuff, and
Yep.
I know you played with a football thing with the Junior Seau, unfortunately, who passed,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
the was it the Hollywood Knights basketball that you did too as well?
Hollywood Nights was, yeah, and we've lost a few of those guys as well. But Hollywood Nights was something that right after Pop Stars, I'd heard about. Hey, you're young and on TV, and we've got this thing where it's a basketball team. We heard you play sports, and we travel to different high schools in Southern California, and it's charity for their school. We come in and we perform, and it was great, and
Right.
I love that. I love that so much, and um,
And unfortunately,
you know,
we lost like who was it, Aaron Carter, who had passed away as well.
correct. Yeah,
People like that.
yeah, he was a good buddy of mine from that, and the guy who started it, he also just passed away with cancer, and he was always just so we were so close, and he's got a couple of young daughters, and it's crazy to think that that was 23 years ago when I started playing with them, and where's the time going? It's like, my goodness,
And
but
you're only 21. That's
that's right. Do the math. It's crazy.
and so
But
you
yeah,
mentioned
sorry. I love getting out there and doing stuff for charity. Like the different golf events for St. Jude, and um, the Hollywood Nights stuff was great, and it just being able to go and meet fans, have a great time, and give back is just, it's probably the biggest blessing of what we do. It's getting the opportunity to not only inspire and entertain people around the world, but also show up and you know donate our time and our personalities, faces, whatever you want to call it, characters that people know, to be able to help other great causes and people around the world. It's pretty amazing.
use your platform to help others and stuff like
Yep.
that. And
Yep.
I know a lot of the cast are doing that. Cherie does the Yellow Rose Gala, and they're having a silent auction at the
Yep.
Southfork Experience.
100%.
Bringing us into the Southfork Experience now, that is taking place in Richardson at the Renaissance Hotel, mostly because apparently the convention center is being renovated at Southfork this summer, so they cannot
Okay.
get us in there. But we will have working air conditioning, so
Which is good.
which is good in August. Yes,
We need that in Texas in August for sure.
yeah, and you got quite the lineup. A lot of the people from last year are there: Patrick, Linda, Charlene, Steve.
Yep. Yep.
Susan Howard just had to back out
Oh wow.
because of
I was
personal
going to
reasons.
ask you, yeah, who else do we have?
Okay, let me go. Let me call
Because
that
there's
list
there's
up
people
here.
from other casts too, I believe, right?
What's that?
I think we have people from different shows as well.
Yes, we do. If you go to www, let's give a plug here to everyone out there.
Yes.
Southforkexperience.com. I'm going to run right down. Patrick, Linda, Steve, Charlene, Cherie, some guy named Henderson, Josh Henderson, Jesse Metcalf, Deb Trinelli, Deb Renard, Denon Simpson. Those are the three secretaries from Ewing Oil. Lee
Excellent.
McCluskey, who played Charlene's husband. Kathy Podwell is back. Barry Corbin is back. Christopher Atkins is back. Morgan Fairchild is back. Jenny Lee Harrison is back. She is bringing Joyce DeWitt and Priscilla Barnes from Three's Company.
Excellent.
Andrew Stevens is coming on board. Amy Stock, who was in Burbank. And did you ever see the movie Cliffhanger or Northern
Of course.
Exposure or Friday Night Lights?
Yes.
Janine Turner is coming.
Oh,
Because
amazing.
her first job was on Dallas for 3 episodes.
Wow. Well, that's cool.
And from Knots Landing, Joan Van Ark is bringing Michelle Lee and Donna Mills.
Wow.
And there are plenty of photo ops, VIP experiences, and I'm going to put this up over when I do the editing here, the schedule. Just give you a quick rundown. Friday, the 8th, VIP experiences. They get the ticket pickup starting at 9 a.m. They have a VIP autograph session with you guys and the Three's Company people from 11:30 to 12:45.
Okay.
Photos from 12:45 to 1:30. 1:45, you might want to write this one down in your calendar. 1:45 to 2:30 is a VIP panel with you, your mama Linda, Jesse Metcalf, and Patrick Duffy. And then 7:30 p.m. to 9:30 at the ranch is the cocktail party.
Cool. So that's a full day
Saturday,
Friday, huh?
that's semi-full.
Yeah.
Saturday, you got the autographs. There's a panel of super couples at 12. Knots Landing panel after that. And then there is from 2, this is one's for you, 2 to 2:50 is you and Jesse. And the panels are hosted by William Keck,
Yeah.
again, who did a great job last year. And if you haven't read his book, I'll plug his book, When You Step Upon a Star. I just finished. It's a great book about his experiences in the tabloid industry and
Yeah.
celebrity chasing and all that. Barbecue is at 7. The silent auction is going to run from 5 to 9:15. Seating for the barbecue is at 7. The barbecue is 7:30 to 9:30, and at 8:15, Gary Patrick and his band are performing along with Deb Renard and Deb Trinelli.
Okay.
So, and Sunday you got the more autograph sessions. There'll be a panel called JR's Pawns,
That's
which is
funny.
basically Kathy Podwell, Andrew Stevens, Barry Corbin, the Ewing secretaries, and Amy Stock. Anyone he basically used.
Got it.
And Three's Company panel precedes that, and then it's another round of autographs and stuff like that. So
Okay.
should be a full weekend of events
Cool.
down there.
Excellent.
And you've been traveling around. You had quite an adventure. You went from Fanboy Expo to somehow maneuvering your way back home, and then you got some projects you've been working on, and some that might be coming up. You want to hit on those before we wrap up?
Sure. Just the industry's kind of been in a somewhat of a interesting place for a few years now, and I'm just kind of I feel like the opportunities and the work in general is coming back around, which is just such a blessing. So I'm attached to a few movies. I've got one that we're just waiting to shoot. It should be right around the corner, called Never Again, which is a psychological thriller, and it's going to be a lot of fun. Good, really good cast, and I've got the lead
Yeah.
role in that one. It's gonna be an interesting watch because it's gonna be very different from what people are used to watching me in. So that's fun and one to look out for. And
There
I
are,
think what's that? Go
that's a
ahead.
note that's a notable cast. Was it Penelope Ann Miller? Was it?
Yep.
And Jack Kilmer, son of the late Val Kilmer,
Yep.
among others.
And
Those are the
Britt
two big
Robertson.
names. Britt Robertson. Yep, that's right.
Yep.
And that's going to be shot sometime
Very
hopefully
soon.
soon.
Yeah. Initially we were
But
doing next month, but it's this year at some point. So excited about that. I'm attached to another one called American Parlay, which is about sports betting, the world of sports betting, which is clearly a big deal right now, and super unique story. So I'm stoked about that one. And there's a couple other things in the works that hopefully, cross your fingers, cross my fingers, that we'll have some good news on some things soon that I'd love to come back on and could talk about, and maybe talk about post experience Southfork.
absolutely. And you were just out in California filming, and you had on a jumpsuit there, a little prison outfit. Orange is the new Ewing, huh?
That's good, dude. That's really good. If I would have
No,
thought of that, I would hashtag that one.
yeah, no details on that yet. Is that still?
Yeah, it's a show called The Bay. It's been a show on streaming. Like I think it's on Amazon Prime. It's been around for 9 seasons. I'll be on the 10th season, and I know a lot of the people that either are on it now or that have come through and been on the show. So it's something that I got the call about a month ago, and thought, why not go and play a prisoner for a minute?
Well, you did that in season 1 until your mother bribed the autopsy.
I did.
But we'd definitely love to have you back on
Okay.
once these things start coming out. Maybe we can do a live one, and you can pull out the guitar maybe and toss off a few songs.
I'm not opposed to that at all. We could do that.
Take some Q&As and stuff like that. Do you have any messages for the fans that are out there that are either coming to the Southfork Experience or just fans in general?
Sure. First and foremost, I just want to, clearly thank the fans of not only Dallas, because you guys are the best fans in the world, but of us in general, and that stick with us through careers. I've got fans from pop stars that still watch things and follow things because they were a fan of mine 20 years ago from that. But to the fans of Dallas, we love you so much. You guys are the best fans in the world. You're everywhere in the world. I don't think there's a country in the world that doesn't have a Dallas fan. So I am super, super grateful to be a part of this, of what I believe is the greatest show on TV history. And love you guys. Anytime you guys, hopefully we're trying to get the cast together as much as we can at these different events. So if y'all can make it to Southfork Experience, it's really, really special. You're going to get to see all of us there and hear about stories through the panels and get photos and all that good stuff. But yeah, come see us. And if you can't see us, we love you. Keep contacting us through socials, and you guys are the best, and I love each and every one of you.
And if you can't be there, we at the Ewing Barbecue Podcast are filming everything that weekend to post up on the YouTube channel. So panels, concert, we're going to actually maybe stop by tables. I know they don't like people bringing in cameras and recording at the autograph things, but we're different. We're documenting everything for everybody. So, and we love doing that for everyone that can't be there and can be there, so they can relive it. And we will see you down there in Dallas the weekend of the 8th, 9th, and 10th. Tickets are still available. Southforkexperience.com. Get them. Don't be afraid to come down to Dallas in the middle of August. It won't kill you. There is air conditioning and plenty of bourbon to go around, JR would say. And you never know who's going to end up in that pool. So
That's right.
That's right. Y'all come back now, you hear?